an elitist tax that kept people from the outer boroughs out of his district. And that's exactly what it is. It hurt the outer boroughs, people like the ones I represent in Staten Island and Southern Brooklyn, who are now forced to pay a toll to enter the city center in the city in which they live. And that was wrong. And it was a real burden for commuters who worked very odd hours, if they were a restaurant worker, if they're a nurse, if they're a first responder, if they have to go in for a doctor's appointment. This was a regressive tax that hurt my constituents, that hurt small businesses, that hurt the city's economy. And President Trump recognized that as a New Yorker. And that's why I'm very thankful that we have him in the White House, because he had told me from the very beginning that he would make this a priority upon being sworn in, and he kept his word. I've been fighting this tax going back to my days in the state legislature. I voted against it. I rallied against it. But it wasn't until we had a partner like President Trump in the White House who saw how destructive and damaging this toll was that he agreed in May when we first spoke about it, in the days since, that he would use his authority to reverse it. And he has the authority to reverse it. Remember, this was created by the state, but it had to be approved by the federal government. So Joe Biden's Federal Highway Administration rubber stamped this, and they did so without requiring a full and thorough environmental impact statement under the National Environmental Policy Act, under federal law. And that's why we sued in court. We sued to stop this from taking effect because it violated federal law by not doing the studies that were necessary for a first in the nation program. So this has significance not just for New York, but for the entire nation, because other Democrat-run cities across the country were also looking to implement this cash grab as a get-rich-quick scheme for, in this case, the MTA. But really what the governor should be focused on is fixing the mismanagement at the MTA, number one. The projects there for a long time have been over budget, over schedule, overrun, and there's no answers as to why they cost billions of dollars more than what they're originally budgeted for and take years to complete, longer than they're supposed to be. That's number one. And the second thing the governor should do is make the city transit system safe so people feel comfortable riding it. A lot of people opt to drive into Manhattan because they don't feel safe, because people are being shot, they're being stabbed, they're being pushed in front of trains, and they're being set on fire. And that's ridiculous. And the governor needs to do more to make our city's transit system safe and reliable.